If you have any questions or any queries, please stop me anytime. No problem. So yeah, as I mean, I may not see hand raise or something, so you can simply ask your question directly. Okay. So I'll be in the presentation and everything, right? So I may not see it, so you can simply stop me by calling me. Okay. So let me share. Okay. So today also it will be like I mean, good to know topics only. So all the technicalities and all the practical things will start from the next session. Okay. Again, don't think that these are not important or anything, but yeah, these are also you need to know before automating any right before starting the Tosca automation. You need to know the background things, what happens and how we connect, what is the architecture of Tosca, all that has to be known. Okay? Without that, it is not simply scanning a control and developing a test case. Okay. So as we are planning for a comprehensive training program, we'll cover everything, not only what is needed and what is not needed. Yeah. Is someone trying to speak? No? Okay. So, yes. So, let me show you the content for today. So, we'll see about how we connect to the real-time licenses or the commercial licenses. And then we'll see what are the frameworks that are inbuilt in Tosca. In other tools, we have to build our own frameworks, right? But in Tosca, the frameworks are already built. And we'll see what are those and how they work, everything. And then what are the components of Tosca and some UI things, everything will be discussed. Okay. So firstly, let's discuss how to connect to the licenses. So as many of us know, Tosca is a license tool. We need to have a license, be it trial license or be it a premium license or execute only license. Without a license, we cannot do anything. So how we connect to the licenses in the real time. So yesterday we discussed, right? We have three types of licenses. One is cloud hosted license server, and the second one is self hosted, and the third one is user licenses. So mostly self hosted licenses server will be used in 90% of the organizations. Okay. So firstly, we have to select this. After installing the Tosca commander, the next thing you have to do is connecting to a license and then creation of workspace and then start automating. So this is how we connect to the respective bit. Sometimes it may be cloud hosted license server also. So after that, yeah, we have to give the details, few details. Again, don't worry, all these will be provided by you during the onboarding. So you'll be onboarded to Tosca project only once all this gets finished and all the environment is ready. Okay, these are all like we have to connect to the multi-user repository, right? So because of that, we need to give all this. If we have to create a single user workspace, nothing is needed. We can simply activate the license and start creating the workspace. That we'll see in the next session. Okay. Then all these details. See, once we give these details, we'll see that there is some like
Actually, the text is very small. Sorry.
um,
Can you expand this a little bit? The text is too small for me somehow.
yeah. Is it okay now?
Yeah, now it is okay. Can we go to the first page, please?
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry about it.
So everything starts here. So firstly, we have to select the license type or the license server type basically. Okay. Then we have to provide a few details like address, port, and everything. Then once we click on connect, we'll see that there are a few licenses available. Sometimes it will show us 10 or 15, how many, how many else are left and everything. But yeah, it should show at least one. That's what we discussed that the Tosca licenses are floating licenses, right? So you have 10 in your organization and all 10 are consumed, then you will see this as 0 so that you cannot proceed further. so that people who are not using, who don't want the Tosca license to be consumed, they have to log out of Tosca Commander. They have to close the workspace and simply log out. Then that license will be released and will be visible in the available list. If it is still consumed and if you are not working, yes, it will be in consumed state only and people will not be able to do that. So you need to have at least one available license to proceed further.
So, does it show like who is using it or which machine is using it?
Yes, but
It will show.
that will
Okay.
not be, that access will not be given to automation developers. That SMEs and admins will handle all that.
Oh.
We have option
So,
to revoke also. Yeah, we can revoke license also. See, what happens sometimes is there are some other time zone people who forget closing the Tosca commander and the license will still be in used state. Then yeah, if some people could not access Tosca, then we can go to user administration on the server level or license administration and we can simply revoke the license also. But yeah, that will be handled by admins only. That access will not be given to you people. Okay.
Vikram, in above screen, you just uh, try. We are you just click the Tricentis Tosca, right? Not the Tosca Connect. No, in the screen.
I'm not selecting anything.
You are not selecting anything.
No.
Okay.
See, once
After.
you give this address, the server
Mhm.
address, and click on OK, it will show us what all licenses are available at that time. Simple.
Okay.
You need not check out or anything. But
Okay.
at least one license should be available. Without that, you will not be able to proceed. And you need not check out also. Okay, so this is done here till here. And these are the some more settings we have to do at the Tosca commander level. Yeah, again, this is also a commander, but at settings level. So again, we have to be connected to multi-user repository, right? So we have to provide all these addresses. But for single user repository, nothing is needed. We'll see that as we go on. Okay. See, we have to provide all these server addresses, IP addresses, and everything. And then even this monitor URL. This is for distributed execution. Without providing these addresses properly, you will not be able to do DEX execution. And yeah, even the server address, everything. Yes. And then we'll get the option to log in to Tricentis server repository. Earlier, some 2 years back, we used to do all these things on the Tosca commander only. But now we got the option of doing managing all this centrally at the server level, which will be done by again admins. Okay, so we have to select the type of workspace we are going to create. That depends on organization. Okay, some will prefer MS SQL directly. Then you have to give all the connection strings and everything. But usually, this is the latest development from 24 version. This is the best, latest feature, and everything will be configured in the background so that you need not remember any connection strings or everything. We'll create this Tricentis server repository at the server level, and all that access will be given to you. So we have to select what kind of repository we want. For practice purpose, we are going to use this single user workspace. But for now, in the real times, we'll usually go for this Tricentis server repository or MS SQL server. Then, see, because I selected this Tricentis server repository, right? I have to log into my server repository again, which will be like registration and approval process. All that things will be given to you. 1 second. Okay. So before that, uh, can you tell me the names of people who joined with other names like this? So where can I have this? So yeah, participants. And Yeah, but may I know the name of this admin who joined with the name of admin? And then SG, may I know the name of the participant who joined with the name as SG? Okay, and again, this Samsung SM. So please join with your names, okay, so that we'll understand who is participating and for any follow-up or anything. Okay? Please change your names when joining only. Okay. Yeah, let me continue. Yes. Then we have to log into the Tricentis server repository. As we discussed, it is again registration and approval process actually. And you cannot log in. Who did not register into the Tricentis server repository will not be able to log in. So I'll click on this login and log in with my user credentials. And then see, it is showing with my name. And then these are all the projects that are currently existing on my current organization or anything. Okay. Because I'm an admin, I got access to all these projects. But uh, if you are an automation developer and being involved into a single project, you will get the option to create a project with only one thing, either TFS underscore CX or TFS underscore data projects. Again, all this will be centrally managed at the server level using user administration. So the server looks like this.
Uh,
See,
Vikram,
yeah.
if I want to create a brand new project there, we are seeing in the previous screenshot only the existing projects, right? If I want to
Mm.
create the new,
Yeah, two ways. Like you can directly create from the Tosca commander. Again, you need all the connection strings and everything.
okay,
But
okay. After creating there only we are able to see here,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
So this is the best way now, because earlier what used to happen is we used to give the connection strings, but people make some spaces and everything, so they used to face issues. So now what we have done is we are doing everything at the server level and simply asking them to create a reference workspace with that project. But again, if you have that connection string and all, you will be able to create from Tosca Commander also.
Okay.
Okay. So all this happens. So as we discussed, because I get all the access to all projects, but you may not get that access to all projects. So only one will be there. How and who decides that? Yes, everything gets decided here like this. Okay. So we can go to license administration. So here we'll see how many licenses are available. We can connect to server, everything happens. But now, because we don't have any databases and everything, right? So that is not happening. So we can go to administration console and here we'll see the projects actually. Okay. And if a new, entirely new project has to be created, we'll create that in this place using the connections. So because everything has to be connected to database and everything, right? So we have to use, I mean, do many things in the background actually. You see, it is verifying whether Tosca command is installed or not. Maybe. No, it is not going to happen. So this is how a server looks. So when we go to distributed execution, we can see like what are the test events that are currently running and what is the progress of that and some estimated time left. Everything can be seen and we can plan accordingly. or if something is already run and it got finished, then we can go and debug what went wrong, and we can report how many test cases are failed, passed, all that happens. So as of now, everything is being managed here only. So again, user management also.
Vikram, sorry to interrupt you. Could you please come again regarding that agent view? Actually, I missed something.
Yeah. So this is the exclusive feature of Tosca only, where distributed execution happens. So you need not log into your machine also. Once everything is configured properly, you can simply create a test event and trigger it and log off from your current machine. Okay, so everything will be taken care by the distributed server and DEX machines. So you will be able to see what are the current events running now. You may have 10, 15, 1, 2, whatever it is. Everyone will be running, right? If there are some 30 people working in your organization, at least 5, 10 people will be running their test events, and all that will be seen here.
Okay, so
Like,
Vikram, this will be like headless machine, right? Execution. We don't need to attend anything.
no, we need not attend.
Okay.
We can trigger the test event and leave. That's all. So once everything gets finished, so if there are 50 test cases, 25 passed and 25 failed, finally we'll get the result. And then we can see, we can debug
It's
them.
not going to impact on screenshots, right?
No. Everything will be handled.
Okay.
We have to handle that. See, we have to find a path where even DEX machines will also have an access. All that we'll deal in the training program also. How to handle them dynamically, everything. See, we cannot give the local path, right? Because if we are running that in DEX machine, again, that DEX machine will not have access to my local machine. So everything will be collapsed. So every test case is going to fail if we handle it in that way. How to handle that dynamically? Yes, we'll see all that.
So I have a question. This is a server, right? What you're seeing right now?
Yeah.
And on the server, we are triggering the test sets.
No.
So if we
From
trigger,
here.
no?
No. We trigger them from here. See, there is something called as test event. So from this, you need not have access to server also. You can't do anything. Only admins can do something on the. See, why is this? Just to know the progress only. What is the time left and what is the status of your test event execution?
So this one, the server just triggers, but it is running on the local machine itself, correct?
No, it runs on the DEX agents. See, this is
Yeah.
local machine.
Okay.
Tosca
Got
Commander
it.
is local machine, and test cases will be executed on the DEX machine. This is just to monitor. That's all.
Okay.
Monitor the progress. Again, user administration and everything. If you have access, you will be able to create users, delete users, deactivate users, all that happens. Even license also, you'll be able to revoke some licenses. If you think that someone is still consuming them without proper use, you can revoke them. Then test data management, as we are covering this topic also. So all the data will be
So,
exported to server. We can import, export, everything happens. Yeah.
so you said like the distribution execution, um, you said we can get out of the agent and everything, right?
No,
But from here, when you trigger it,
we are not
it
triggering
will
it from.
again open the. We are
We,
not triggering it from here.
we will trigger from the Tosca commander. So simply
Oh, okay.
run it. That's all. We'll get the option to execute now. So execute now will be, it will check for all the configurations. If all the configurations are fine, it will simply say that execute now finished. And now you will be able to close this commander. Simple. No use with this. Now everything goes to the distributed execution server, and that handles everything. And
So the
server,
license is still being used by the agent, correct, at that point?
for that, we have execute only licenses. So that's why on Dex agents, we will not use the commercial licenses or the development licenses. With every one premium license, we'll get 5 execute only licenses for free. That is like a package.
Okay. Can you go
Yeah,
back to distributed execution and we just discussed about the event and what about the agent section in this agent view
yeah,
section?
agent. Like if you have 5 licenses, okay, and 25 Dex machines, and you will be able to see which event is running on which machine. But event view, you will not able to see that. When discussing this, I'll get you the screenshots. Okay?
Okay.
Don't worry on that. I'll show you what is the difference between event view and agent view and what details we get out of both.
So
One
one
quick
question. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, once we run the test set through that event in the developer machine, like
No,
we
we'll not
generate
run
a
that on.
report.
Firstly, we'll not run that on local machine or developer machine. We'll run that on the Dex machine.
Okay, once we run the test set on Dex machine, the reports will be generated. Is there any way that we can centrally configure to whom those reports can be sent to?
As of now, that is not an inbuilt feature, but that can be. And right now in my current organization, we are planning for that. But that is not a default feature as of now.
Okay, but can we download the report?
Yes, we can develop.
Okay.
We can download from the Tosca commander itself. But I mean, we are exploring on how to send the report. See, once a test execution or test event is finished, we wanted to send a notification also, and also the consent report to specific people, 1, 2, or 3, through an email. So that is what we are going to customize now. But yeah, not an default feature.
Because in generally the whole business team wants to know what are the execution results for each phase or release, right? So
That's why we can simply give the access to server. Okay, and they can see how many are passed and how many are failed. If they want to have detailed report, yes, we can generate and send them from the Tosca commander. Yesterday in the demo session, we have generated a report, right? In the same way, we can generate a report and send them.
okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so where are we? Can someone remind me? I think we went deeply cross-way.
Yeah, we are creating the workspace here.
Yes, here only, right? Yeah. So we can create a workspace like this. And once we click on OK, everything will be synchronized. Like this depends on how many artifacts are there and all those happens. If you are creating a new workspace like greenfield implementation, it will not take more than 1 or 2 minutes. But if you are going for some where upgrade, or if you want to create a new workspace because you are new to the organization and all, so it takes depending on the size of your artifacts and everything. It may take 10-15 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes also. You can't do anything, so simply leave it. So finally a workspace will be created. So see, this is how we can see what which machines are connected to the license. This is username, and this user is consuming one license on this machine. In the same way, someone, and these are all like 365 machines or something. Whatever machine title will be visible here on the server. Okay, you may not have access to this, but yeah, some people will give access and some will not do. So if you find that there is someone, but he is from other time zone and he might not be using the license, so we can simply revoke the license also. Admins can do that. We'll have a separate username password.
So what happens if that user is not there? I mean, he is not working, but he checked out a file.
Yes, we can do that also. Admins can do. We can revoke the checkout.
Oh, okay.
But again, admins only can do that. We should have some exclusive privileges for that. We can revoke the checkout. We can revoke the license from here, and we can revoke the license directly from Tosca Commander only. So when you are logged in as admin with certain privileges, you'll directly get that option on the Tosca Commander only. Okay. So this is how we connect to the licenses and license.
So once you, so in this class, you're explaining with the screenshots, right? Because we cannot get into that server. So for you will be sharing these notes also with us?
This is not needed because when you are onboarding, you will get a detailed description of this because each organization will have their own implementations and everything. So even if you are 10 years experience into Tosca, you will be new to the organization. So they'll share you this detailed document. This also I created for
But
sharing with.
Vikram, but it will be helpful for us just for our reference whenever is needed. Sometimes, okay. So we'll be going as a lead. So we'll have an idea. It is helpful for us if you share this document.
Okay, then no issues. I will be able to share, but it will be 50% different. Don't
Yeah,
take
yeah. I
don't,
understood. I understood.
don't
Yeah,
think
it's
that
not
I told you something and it is something
nothing.
different.
You
But
just
this
give.
is what happens to my current organization, but it may be different in your organization. Maybe, or maybe exactly similar also. We can't
Yeah.
decide that.
It's just like it's going to be just like a guidelines for us. Yeah,
Hmm.
initially.
Okay, then no problem. I'll share it. There is no issue.
One more question I had. What is the difference between the repository and the workspace?
Yeah, repository we'll create at the server level.
Okay.
These are all called as repositories. TFS underscore data projects and everything, right? See, this is the repository at the server level. But workspace we'll be creating on the local machine for development activities and execution activities.
Oh,
You
okay.
will be
So,
connected to
so
the
every
repository.
repository can have lots of workspace, and
Yeah,
it depends on the user,
any number of workspaces. There is no limit as such.
and it is specific to the user because it is on the local
Mm.
machine.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll decide all that on the server machines. We'll create users, we'll create groups, and each group will be associated to or linked to a specific project. So for CX, we need two groups. One is like admins and one is like automation developers. And we can add one more group as like reviewers or authenticators or business people, right? For them, we'll not give any access to edit or anything. They'll be able to see only.
Okay.
Of
So Vikram,
architecture, yeah.
yeah, sorry to interrupt. In layman words, like that, you are doing this entire project is connected to one server. So under in that server, we are having multiple projects. Okay, you
Yeah.
are working on Oracle Apps project. I am working on Java project. The other
Mhm.
person is working on SAP project. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I selected the SAP project. Under it, under SAP, there will be a different modules. This workspace is like I'm
Hmm.
working on material management. You are
Hmm.
working. The other person is working on the SD. So SD people are having a separate workspace, and material management people are having a separate workspace. They can create their own workspace, and they will put all the develop all the test cases under that workspace. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, workspaces will be connected to this project. Okay, so you may create 100 workspaces with reference of this TFS underscore ERP. Take it, ERP is for
Okay. Yeah.
SAP. Okay,
Okay.
take it. And all guys will be working, all SD guys, all Fiori guys, whoever will be working, everyone will have access to all the
This.
modules in SAP if they are connected to. So basically,
Yeah.
all 100 workspaces will have access to TFS underscore ERP, all the
That is the
artifacts.
project name, right? That is the project name. They are
Yeah.
selecting initially selecting the
This
project
is the
name.
project name. And
Okay.
see, this is the workspace name. You can have it as anything. TFS underscore ERP, no? TFS underscore Vikram also, you'll be able to change it. But this you cannot change it. You are creating a
Yeah, project
workspace.
name we cannot change it, but I can create my own workspace, right?
Yes.
If I'm working on the material management, I can create like TFS underscore MM. The
Yes.
other, okay, that person won't have the access to another's workspace, right? Another workspace.
You will
He
have.
will have only this one.
No, no, no. Everyone will have access. Like, see, if there are 10 workspaces created with reference to TFS underscore ERP, all 10 people will be seeing each other's work. But you'll not have access to TFS underscore data projects.
Okay.
If you want to have access to that, you need to get the access for at server level and also create a new workspace.
Yeah, as it is in the server level, okay, we are having access to everyone. Okay.
Yeah, we'll restrict everything. Like I don't want you to be accessible to any other project. So we can restrict that according to the organization policy and how we want to implement that. Don't worry too much on these kind of things because
Yeah.
you will get help from any other people. But day-to-day activities and actual automation activities and best practices implementation, you will not get help from anyone. So please concentrate on those things. These are all like higher level things. Okay. So why I am including this is you need to understand what happens in the background. That's all. You'll not do this anytime. Maybe if you
So I have,
do also, it will be one-time activity only. Once you created a workspace, you will be using that for 1.5, 2 years till you upgrade or upgrade to a new version.
Okay.
uh, so one question, because the workspace is created in the local machines. So local machines in the sense like the, are we talking here like the deck machine?
No, the local machine. Maybe your local laptop or a Windows 365 machine or an RDP machine.
So if the user is think like the laptop is not working or something happened to the laptop, what happens to the workspace then?
Nothing happens because you do check-in all right. Once you do check-in all,
Oh, okay.
everything will be
Yeah,
exported to the server. So you may
got
lose your laptop or anything. So a new laptop will be given, a new Tosca will be installed, and once you log into your server repository and create a new workspace, everything will be intact.
got it. Okay, okay, I got it.
That's why we use this check-in all feature. Even if we save it, it will be saved to the local workspace. When we do check-in all only, it will be exported to the server level. So it has to be done. When you are working, you have to do check-in all once in every 10-15 minutes. Tosca sometimes crashes. Many reasons. Okay. So if you don't do check-in all the unsaved or unchecked in work will be lost. That is one of the best practices. Okay. So any questions on workspaces and everything? Or shall I proceed? Okay. Hoping no questions. And if you have any questions, we'll discuss on that. Now, proceeding further, we'll speak about the Tosca frameworks. So in any other tools, we need to create our own framework using any of the coding languages like programming data and everything. But Tosca gives us two types of frameworks already built in. So what is the difference between classic framework and T-box framework? So classic framework, it used to be in the earlier days of Tosca tool development. So what used to happen is Tosca used to automate, execute all the applications with the same engine. So there is no engines concept only. It used to simply execute whatever application we are steering. But that was not effective because each application will be uh, developed in its own language, its own fashion and everything. So it is not at all feasible. So they came up with a new framework for modern applications, which is called as T-Box framework. And what is this T-Box framework? Mostly, in every interview, people will ask you, what are the frameworks in Tosca? One is classic.
So why did they go to T-Box? I didn't catch that point.
So classic framework, all the applications are same to Tosca, and it used to automate. Finally, application and the test case has to be executed, right? So it used to deal all the applications in the same way. So that was not effective. That's why Tosca did not gain popularity till 2016, 17, even 18 also. So it started picking up from 18 only. Then only they came up with this T-Box framework. So what is this T-Box framework? If you see the modules and standard modules, if you go to these engines and go to HTML, see all the web related standardized activities. Like see, click on screen. We want to click on screen by giving the X and Y coordinates. There will be some scenarios, right? We don't know where to click, but we have to click on the screen. Maybe to take it forward or to do anything. So then we can use this module. Leave it. We'll speak about the modules and all. Right now we are speaking about the frameworks. So what is the basic unit or what is the composition of T-Box framework? It is the engine. See, for all HTML applications, the engine will be HTML. This is okay. Yeah, close browser. Then execute JavaScript. See, this is also HTML. Then this is framework. Yeah. Open URL. This is also, framework only. Okay. So in the same way, again, see, Open URL is not a T-Box module. It is a classic framework only. That's why the engine is framework. But if we go to SAP engine, all the standardized activities will have the engine as SAP engine. And see, SAP engine. Here also SAP engine. So we have different engines to steer different applications. So we'll see that while scanning and also while executing also. Okay. In the same way, if we go to some Excel modules, see here what is it? Engine is Excel. Same way for all this. So when we are trying to steer some Excel application, this engine comes into action, but not the HTML engine. When we are trying to deal some web application, HTML engine is going to execute that. Not only execution, while scanning also the same engine comes into action, and also while execution, the same engine comes into action. That's why Tosca is more effective and it will run in any types of conditions. Yeah, we have many things to handle, but we can handle everything. In the same way, if we go to PDF, we can compare PDFs, okay? Not like any image or anything. Whenever we are trying to scan a PDF sheet, PDF engine comes into action and it scans different types of controls in its own way. See, PDF, for all it is PDF only. See, this is the latest. We can read the barcode also. Yeah.
Now we are seeing a different engines for each for different applications. You are telling like in previously in the classic framework, the engine will be same, right?
Engine will be framework only.
Oh, engine will be same framework. Now they can, categories will be different.
For all classic modules, it was only framework. But for all the T-Box modules, engine will be different.
Sorry for disturbing. They don't have any framework called Salesforce.
Yeah, we have Salesforce scan also. So when you try to do this, see, we can have a Salesforce scan. Then thing is we need to provide the username and credentials. Okay. And then depending on your customizations and everything, all the modules will be imported simply. Then you can use them. Very effective. and it takes more time. But yeah,
We can select the environment, sandbox production. Okay.
yes, we can select sandbox or production and
Okay.
can give the username and password, then security token if applicable. So that not only the uh, usual things, but see, depends on your user ID and password. So whatever
Mm.
access that user ID and password has, everything will be
Yeah.
imported without scanning only. Everything happens in the
Okay.
background.
Okay.
In
Got
the
it.
same way, we have something for SAP also separately. Where is this SAP? See, we have a separate engine for SAP. We have separate engine for .NET applications, and we have separate engine for UI. For API also, we have a separate. If you don't know the type of application, simply go for application, and it will give the list of all the applications which are running. We'll see that.
So it's a kind of add-in manager, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
when you select that one, those object properties and those functions related to that particular application are getting loaded.
no. Wait, I'll tell you. See, I scanned some user-defined modules. These are not standard modules. Okay, I scanned the demo web shop. So here, what is the engine? See, HTML, because this is a pure HTML application, right? Web application. So the engine is HTML. Not only for this standard modules, even for user-defined modules also, engine will be defined. And
No,
that
no, no.
engine will
I
take care of
understood
the.
this. This is a
Hmm.
web application. That is the reason it is appearing like that. When it comes to the client server, the specific things like what you explained now, Salesforce and SAP.
Hmm.
So if you usually if you don't have if your organization didn't, I don't know whether these are the default when you buy the Tosca or not. But if
Yeah,
you don't have
it is
the
default. Because, see, I
so
did not
if
buy anything from Tosca, right? This is a
yeah.
trial version only. This will
Okay.
be same across all the versions, be it premium license, be it trial license, be it execute only license. There is no difference at all. Because this is the basic architecture on which the execution runs. So we cannot change it, or uh, we cannot deny it, right? So,
Okay, got it.
okay. So two types of frameworks. One is classic and one is T-box framework. Till now, I mean, now also, if we are trying to automate some legacy applications like mainframes or anything, there is no separate engine for that. We'll be able to scan it, but there is no engines concept there. They'll be treated as legacy applications and classic framework come into action. It is not very much effective, although. That's why we'll not take those legacy applications for automation through Tosca. We'll take all the modern applications. We'll prefer that, but if you have that requirement mandatory, yes, you can automate them also. Okay, one of the important interview questions people will ask you, like, what are the frameworks available in Tosca? One is classic.
So I had a question like you developed a script in a classic framework and now you moved to the T-box framework and in the sense you upgraded the Tosca.
Hmm.
What happens at that time?
That used to be the issue earlier, but now that all that is being handled by Tosca very efficiently. I mean, we
So
faced.
it'll assign the engine
Hmm.
based on the script we wrote.
Yes. Right now, but we faced this kind of issue in 2018. So we
Okay.
developed something with 11 version, but after that we upgraded to 13 version. So we faced this issue. So then there was no solution. So we had to develop all the test cases again. But now there is no
Okay.
such issues. It is automatically recalculating, recalibrating, and everything is being handled.
Okay.
But again, you will not face that issue because if a version is released today, right? We have to upgrade to a better version after 2 years. So you cannot stay. on the same version for years together, 4 or 5 years. Max of 2 years only.
Yeah, got it.
So after 2 years, support will be stopped. You may be able to run the test cases, but if something goes wrong, Tricentis does not support the debugging activities and everything. So they'll simply suggest to upgrade to the latest version. So no such issues now. You need not expect also. So now we'll discuss about what are the components of Tosca. Again, one of the important interview questions, especially if you are claiming some 1.5 to 2 years of experience. If you are into 3 years bracket, they'll not ask you these basic questions and everything. But if you are claiming 1.5 to 2 years, this will be the mandatory question. So what are the components of Tosca? As we discussed, for each application or each type of application, we are having a different engine. In the same way, Tosca is not a single component. Tosca have different components with which different activities will be done. So one is, the basic thing is Xscan, where we will scan the modules. Okay, I'll show you that. So scan some of the application. See, starting Xscan. So now we are on Commander, but now Commander will be idle. And this scanning activity will be taken over by Xscan. See, this is the Xscan. And here we'll scan the controls like login link, register link, text boxes, whatever it is. We'll be able to scan. See, all the applications that are currently available are being listed here. And for each, there will be a different engine. We'll see that later on. Okay, this is one of the components. And second component is Tosca executor. So
Vikram, could you please go back and show me the icon where you click the scan? I missed that screen.
we'll discuss that. We'll discuss that. Very important thing. There are many ways to do this. We'll discuss all that. So I'm going to scan. That's right.
Okay.
Now Xscan will be opened. So nothing to do with Tosca Commander now. All the scanning activity will be taken by Xscan, and we'll save the modules. So once we save a module, it comes and sits in the Tosca Commander like this. So DWS underscore landing page, all this happens. So once we are trying to run some test case. So maybe let it fail also, no problem. Is there something placed in order? Okay, let it fail. Observe closely. Okay, see, there is a pop-up or some message that agent is starting. So for execution, a separate component called Tosca executor comes into action, and it does that work. Okay, it may fail. That's okay. I don't mind. I just want to show you a different component will come into action while we are trying to see processing execution results. That means executor is working now. And the third component is Tosca Commander, where both Xscan and also the executor lies and comes into action when they are supposed to come out only. So here in this commander, we scan it and we develop the test cases and simply trigger the execution. Execution triggering, yeah, in many ways, we can run them on local machine, we can run them on Dex server, whatever it is, everything will be configured here only. And the final component is Tosca repository, where Tosca commander is connected and being communicated with. Tosca commander is nothing if you don't have a Tosca repository. So where is that? Because we are on local machines, right? Go to C and see Tosca projects, see Tosca common repositories. So this is the place where all your data will be saved. See, this is the SQLite database which I'm using, but you may not see this in your real-time projects because you are being communicated with the Tosca server repository, right? So if you have access to the server machine, then you will see all these things. Okay. So finally, everything will be communicated, stored, exported, imported, communicated with the Tosca repository. So it should be like ascending order. Okay, firstly scan and executor, which does scanning and execution activity, and both these lies in the Tosca commander, and Tosca commander will be communicating to Tosca repository. We'll not see this, but yeah, without this nothing happens. Okay, any questions on components?
So the Tosca repository is on the server, right? What do we have on the local machine? Just the setup, what you showed in the screenshots?
Yes. Okay, so on the local machine, we are having something, see, Tosca projects, then Tosca workspaces. These are all the workspaces that I have created.
Right.
In the real times, you will not have any data on the local machine. Everything will be there on server only. That way we have that check-in feature, right? So simply
Yeah.
check in all and everything will be exported. That's all.
And it will delete from the local machine, right?
It will not
No,
store only.
it will not store. Okay.
It will store in workspaces temporarily. See, if you go to this demo workspace only, see, there will be some logs created. Whenever you are saving or doing check-in all and all, there will be some logs created, but not of very much importance. All the communication happens from the server machines only. Basically, the Tricentis server repository, which is called as TSR.
So
So
Vikram,
on your local machine, how do you access Tosca actually?
We can simply install it. That's all.
No, installing okay, but how are you accessing the? Just the commander will be
One thing
there.
is, yeah.
Correct. Okay.
See, once we install this tool, once we open that, see, we will have it like this. Simply type Tosca,
Just the
license
Tosca.
configuration, and this is server, which I have uh, downloaded, installed, and configured something just to show you how the multi-user workspace looks. But you need not do all these things, okay? So simply open this, click on this, and your Tosca commander will be opened. We'll see all that.
And the license configuration also will not have in the local machine, correct?
It is there. It is there.
Is there?
Like
Okay.
configuration will be there. Yes. But you need not do anything on license configuration in the real times, because everything will be communicated from server. We will activate the licenses and make them available for you.
Vikram, is it possible to upload the script developed in the local machine to the server? If suppose, if you,
How we are going to develop on the local machine?
no, suppose if actually initially let us assume like this. Initially, the organization is using 2 or 3 licenses. Then they want to upgrade to the make it as a central repository, like you mentioned, like on-premise,
Hmm.
on-premise server. Okay,
Hmm.
they are having both the things.
Hmm.
Okay, is it possible to upload these scripts to the central?
There are multiple ways. So one thing is you can simply export all these. Whatever test cases you have created, right? You can simply export them as a subset. One thing. Okay. If you have some limited number, maybe 10, 15, or 20 test cases, but if you have large number of test cases, we can do that through backup, DB backup.
Okay.
We'll configure that on the server machines. Every day we will create a backup, and we'll have some retention policy, like all the backups will be deleted after 14 days or 30 days, depending on the size of the repositories and all. So if something went wrong, or you can do, I mean, like if
Yeah,
you
we
want.
can. Yeah, I understood. I got what I want actually. There is a feature like which you showed, like export. Yeah, that is it.
Yeah, export is one thing for limited things, but if you have large sized repositories, that can be done through DB backup.
Okay.
Also, there is something called as version revision. revised version. See, if you deleted something and it is causing problems, so that you want to go back to a specific version. So think that on Monday, someone have deleted some modules or test cases and you want to see them again. Yes, it is always possible, but lot of uh, things have to be done in the background actually.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay.
we can
Means
simply go back.
kind of a version control in the SharePoint. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can go and you can
Revise.
go and
Yeah.
get the old version of
Hmm.
that script.
But
Oh,
issue is all the work which was done after that. So
oh,
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday's work. So 3 days work will be lost.
okay.
Again, to retain that, we can simply export whatever work we have done for all these 3 days, and we can simply import it back also.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, I think we reached. So we'll continue with this, how sections are docked and automating a simple demo test case. We'll see in the next session. Okay. Yeah. So people who want to drop or if they have any meetings, you can please drop up so we can take some Q&A.
Could you please share that installation document of the
So yeah,
doc?
I'll do that at end of this training program. I'll
Okay.
share many
Sure.
documents. Not only this,
Okay.
we'll have somewhere around 15-20 documents. I'll
Okay.
share everything as a zip file.
Okay. Thanks, Vikram. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
thank you, Vikram.
any questions we can take up, or if
So I
anything,
have a, I have a question, sir.
mm,
So when I started with any new tool, like example, I'll just give my background. So I worked for QTP like almost like 10 years plus, and I
mm,
have certification also for that.
mm.
The same thing with ALM also. So now there's no job market for QTP at all, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yes.
I think within like I think after I learned and I got the certification and everything, after 5 years it's gone. So I don't
Mm.
see anything. So what is the future of Tosca? That is
No,
the biggest
you can
question which I have because even QTP was very pretty standard, very structured. I don't know why people are not considering it. Um,
the
Even
issue
I
is,
have that question in
yeah,
my mind.
issue with QTP is like its abilities. It cannot automate multiple applications, right? But when it comes to Tosca, price is the only downside of it. If price can be affordable, like organizations can afford that, they'll not go to any other tool. It is very effective because see, if there are in any organization, we'll have multiple applications, right? So say there are some 6, 7 applications. All 6, 7 applications can be automated using Tosca. Once you think that automation is done, then license cost will also go down. You may have at least, simply 2 or 3 developer licenses only, and we'll have multiple execute only licenses. So you'll keep on running the regression suites.
So what actually happened is, let's consider just our organization.
Mm.
Uh, so we used to do on the ERP and the web because those are the two supporting. I mean, those are only existing in our company. So then they all moved to Selenium because it was a freeware.
Yeah.
So that is what happened actually.
Mm.
So so I don't know how Tosca will go like long run. That is my big question actually for you.
So
How do you think it will go in the long run?
yeah, I
Because
asked
if
the
you
same
started
question.
introducing all freewares,
Mm.
for web we have freeware, now we have for client server and everything also we have freewares.
No, these
Uh,
days many paid tools are coming with more capabilities. One of them is Worksoft, and we have something called, I don't remember. I'm not recollecting the name. Yeah, these days all those free source tools are losing their popularity because of the capabilities issue. So when we pay, we are getting more capabilities and also more efficiency. See, I asked the same question some 5 years back, and
Okay.
yeah, directly to Tricentis people only. So they
Okay.
have very huge plans, and they told me that at least 10-15 years you can rely on this tool. So now
Okay.
I can tell you that next 5 to 10 years, yes, we can rely on this
Got it.
because
Okay.
of its
Okay. That was the
capability.
answer I was looking for actually.
Yeah, yeah. Even I asked the same question. So when I was like 1 year experienced into Tosca, I asked. So I mean, they'll have these future plans and everything, right? So they explained me like these are the features that are going to come. This is how efficient it is going to grow. So you can rely on that. Only downside is the price. They are increasing the license price.
So that is only the problem, sir. Like, even QTP started increasing the price. Then we
Mm.
started looking for the freeware and started learning freeware. And then we moved to freeware. That is what happened. So, if freewares are becoming strong, I don't know where this stands. That is the
Yes,
thing, what I think.
that's what I'm agreeing, right? On
Yeah.
capabilities part, there is no issue at all. But price, they're increasing every year.
Yeah, that is actually a biggest problem with the companies.
Yeah.
They don't want to opt for it actually.
Yeah.
So they start decreasing the licenses first initially, then they will remove the tool itself. That is what's happening.
Yeah. Maybe that will be a risky part, but we can't do anything.
At least the better thing here is Tosca is offering a free certification. For
Yeah.
HP, I played the certification also for it.
Mm. Here it is. Everything is free of cost. No problem. Okay. So any more questions or shall we drop off?
Hi Vikram, Piyush here.
Yeah, please.
So Vikram, just one request. I mean, I understand these sessions are trial sessions, right?
Yeah.
So, can I request, I mean, if in regular session, if we, the question Q&A part or the queries, if we, keep them at the start or at the end of the session, it would be helpful because what happens during when the session is going on, and if there is frequent interruptions, I feel like we lose the momentum or the
Yeah,
track.
these are all like general topics, right? So you will also come up with many questions. But once we start the actual technical sessions, you'll not have these many questions. So we'll keep them at the end of the session.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
So first 5 minutes, if there are some small questions, I'll be answering. But if something needs to be explained a lot, yes, we'll keep them at the end. Yeah, that's how training goes on. These are like I mean, I want to introduce you to the tool and many questions will come into your mind, right? But when the actual technical things happens, everything will be answered in the sessions only. Don't worry on that. We'll take
Yeah.
care. Okay. So from tomorrow, please join with your names. Okay. So that it will be easy for us to track. Okay. DJ is Deepak Jadhav. Okay. Yeah. I did not get names from other persons. That's okay. We'll see what happens. Okay. Then good. We'll meet in the next session. Maybe tomorrow we may not have it. We'll update you in the morning.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.